If the first game of race will get you double it up, put on more speed. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, do the game, tap, this win it is. Press you again, we're here for the first minute. Carry body, keep it every 6 minutes.
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols!
Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Cole, take us through Joshua's touchdown. Did you know that he had the ball? Were you in coverage? What were you doing on the play?
Nah, I didn't know anything. I saw the ball. I mean, I didn't even see the ball. I was guarding my man, and then like all I hear is like the crowd go silent, and then I look and I see I didn't even know who was running the ball, honestly. I was just looking and I was like, oh, we running the ball, and now I looked to their sideline and I started talking trash.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
It's day one, like I said, like I just told D-Rock. Hey, it's intensity from day one, from start to finish. Whistle to whistle blows to whistle in. All day, every day. I need everything you got. Everything out of you. All 15 days. Every practice. It starts right now. It's your time. It's your choice to be great. Let's pick that.
Yes, sir, man. Let's go, man.
Let's go. Tennessee on 2-1-2. Tennessee.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talking Vols that my guy Boogie Bentley runs. So shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
I've never seen so much chaos in the back room before a live stream in my life. Scoops is just complete chaos. He's got two. Look, I mean, we can go dual scoops. We got two scoops. We got look at this. It's
got scoops on scoops.
Scoop. He's got so many scoops. He's got to have two cameras. Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. It's Wednesday night. The bye week. The bye week is over. It is finally over. But man, oh man, it's been what, 11 days? It's been 11 days since this football team's been out on the grass. Man, I'm excited. I'm glad this freaking thing's over. I'm ready to talk ball. Man, this is the worst week. The week before the bye week sucks. The week after the bye week is awful. So it's all hands on deck. Coach Shay's here. Dauber's in the house. Scoops. I don't know if Scoops is here or not. We're going to find out. Foul Ming is here. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get you ready, get you geared up for this game against Arkansas. We got some bulletin board material we're going to talk about. J.D. Bickel is talking about the bye week breakdown for Tennessee. We're going to hear some words from Josh Heupel. Are we going to get anything out of that? We're talking injuries. I don't know, but let me catch up with you guys in the chat. Come on in, smash the thumbs up, share out the link, all that good YouTube stuff. Dylan for 5 says, letting Jacoby Thomas hit the portal is insane. Such a need on this team. He's balling Coach, you know how much I loved Jacoby Thomas, but you can look at it two different ways. Yeah, pay Jacoby Thomas. What happens if you pay Jacoby Thomas and then Book Carter wants a raise, Jermai McCoy wants a raise, Ricky Gibson wants a raise, Jalen McMurray wants a raise. Everybody wants a raise. There's only so much money to go around. How would you respond to that super chat?
I mean, I get it. You always want all the players you can get, but the cold, you can call it sad if you want, or however you view it. But the cold hard reality is that you have to make serious decisions with your pocketbook and how you're going to spend and where you're going to spend and who you're going to spend it on. You're not going to be able to just pay for every single player every single time, and you have to trust this coaching staff to make those decisions. And are one's going to hurt you at times? 100%. But like, you don't know what decision was made to keep who in their stead. Like what if I told you that they could have paid him or Brazel? They could have paid him or Jermon McCoy. I mean, like, there's decisions on the back end that we're not privy to. And it's kind of unfair, in my opinion, to judge based on that, because you just don't know, what they had to choose between. So you got to give them a little bit of a grace. But as a fan, yeah, it hurts. You want all the bodies you can get. So I do get being upset, but just goes back to that thing, man, where we got to trust hype and trust the process a little bit. And as long as he's in those good graces, I'm fully confident in doing so.
I'm muted and talking. See what happens? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I don't even know how to run the show.
You were muted?
Do we sell a shirt
around here, Boogie?
Where at, though?
You sell us,
do you know where
it's somewhere down in it's at Bonfire / store.
No, close.
No. Oh,
Bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS.
I'm going to get a sticky note and put it on my computer.
What website do you go to that doesn't have .com at the end? Coach is always like bonfire/store // https. Speaking of bad decisions with your wallet, Vols Girl popped in here and dropped a $19.99 super chat. Those are the good decisions you can make with your wallet. That's Orange Boy. That means we got to play the clip.
Rocky Top!
Vols Girl says, hey, y'all, GBO. She was the top donation of the night, but she left off a penny. So Bubba Shrum says, I'll drop that penny and I'll take the leaderboard. We got to play the clip again.
Rocky Top!
Shout out Bubba Shrum says, let's hear from Vols to Scoops. What is your new season projection? I mean, we could do this.
Guess not.
I mean, he deleted it. He had two guys on there and he deleted it. We can't have any fun around here.
It's a mess. I think Fowl said it best before the show, man. I hope Tennessee comes out this Saturday against Arkansas better than my pregame thing. And I hate to admit that, like, I was ready 30 minutes before the show, and I take full responsibility. Got to fix my wrongs. Got to do right. I'm even here on the mobile, so I'm ready to give my all for Arkansas week. But yeah, man. I mean, right now, riding the high. That Mississippi State game, away game, bye week last week. I'm excited to be in Neyland Stadium, but I think 10-2 right now. I'm still leaning that 10-2 way, and I think Tennessee is a playoff dark horse.
You know what I think about your effort here this evening, Scoops?
Oh, no.
And you have to not lose the game before you can ever win the game.
I think that's just the mindset you came in here with. I mean, you're giving a good 63 effort. Madison Bliss became a member of the channel. Shout out, Madison. We appreciate the support. We are on a membership drive. That's one of 35, 34 new members. We'll give away some free merch. Coach Jay doesn't know where, but me and Falmean got you covered. 34 new members. You guys can gift them. If you don't have a Power T beside your name, hit the join button down below. Madison, we appreciate you and the support. Brian Turner dropped a door fee and says GPO. Shout out, Brian. Luke for 5 says, what's up, y'all? Got a 57 on my ASVAB, so I passed. I think I got enough to become an aerographer's mate as well, so I can get the job I wanted. Shout out, Luke. Congratulations, my man. John Watts drops a door fee, says GBO. Shout out, John. Joey Carroll for 2 says door fee. Smash the thumbs up, GBO. Yeah, if you've not hit the thumbs up yet, you can hit that. It's quick, free, and easy. We would appreciate it. Wayne is here. What is up, Wayne? Eating Sonic cheeseburger and tots as we speak. Go Vols. I hope it's good, man. Sonic sides. I don't want to get derailed, but Sonic sides. Fried pickles, the onion rings, cheese sticks. Let me know how that
The drinks,
cheeseburger
man.
is.
The drinks.
Oh, yeah. Drinks are go-to, too. What's the go-to drink, Foul Ming? Fresh fruit slush, lemon berry fruit
Yeah.
slush is good.
Probably a cherry limeade or a cherry limeade slush. That's probably a go-to.
Oh, I like it. Stan for 5 says Vols looking to cook up some Razorback this weekend. Sean Cross for 5 says just enough energy tonight. Just not enough energy tonight, guys. Frankly, I'm disappointed in all of you. Do better. Jeez. Should we just shut
If you've
the show
seen
down?
all the chaos backstage, there's a lot of energy going a lot of different directions. I'm
How
not
many
saying
people
it's in the
came in
right
the-
directions, but it's a lot of directions.
How many people came in the back room about 20 minutes ago and said, what is going on? Nobody knows what's going on. Ken Faircloth knows what's going on. Gifted 5 Talkin VAWLS membership. Shout out, Ken. We appreciate you. 29. We need 29 more. We'll give away some merch. Why not? Alabama owns us. That would be Retro, the Georgia fan. Alabama owns Georgia. I think you should change your name to Alabama owns Georgia. I'm feeling the cheesiest, Coach. What does that mean?
You know,
He's
like
feeling the
cheesy
cheesiest,
commercial?
Coach.
Yeah, he's feeling the cheesiest.
But he didn't say
commercial.
cheesiest. He
I say
says
youthfulness.
cheesiest.
You.
Well, I mean, Georgia fans, we don't expect so much.
Just got to figure it out.
Can't have it all.
All right, can we reset? I have no idea. I can't run the show because every time I turn around, I got this is what's going on. Every time I
wait.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Are you ready now, Scoops?
Am I good? Am I
you're
loud and clear?
awful. Go back. No, go back to your phone. What is going on? Stop trying to use your computer. Stay on your phone. Get this guy out of here and get his phone back in here. Okay, can we?
Hard reset.
Scoops, take that computer. Thank you. Now go put it in the trash can and let's try to have a show here. Can we? We got 220 people watching this absolute train wreck of YouTube. And what makes it worse, Foul Ming, is what I spent all that time preparing. Now is it going to work? It's not going to work. Let's see if it'll work now. Okay, there's Scoops. I think it's going
we're
to
gonna
work.
keep it on the phone today. I think I'm gonna chop it up as this is a broken microphone ordeal. I think I may have slammed it too hard, and we're just things happen. So
Locked On Talking Scoops. No, that's why Scoops doesn't get to go on with Kaner because he's struggling. All right, I want to kick this thing off with JD Pill. He put out a video this week. Tennessee bye week breakdowns, what he called it. He's talking about not having a signature win yet. Last year at this point, you had the win over Oklahoma. He said most fans should feel better about the team this year than you did a year ago. He talked about the bye week and getting healthy. He said how about this? Called Tim Banks one of the best defensive coordinators in the country. Not to bury the lead. We're going to talk about that in a second. Dauber, is Tim Banks one of the best defensive coordinators in the country?
I mean, you look at the last couple of seasons and what's he done? Put out better numbers, better statistics year after year, and you still got people on his tail wanting to fire up that hot seat and run him out of town. I've said for the last 2 years, we're fortunate that he's not gotten a head coaching gig somewhere. I really feel that it's coming down the line this year because dude can coach. There's been some games we've dropped. There's been some times that the defense hasn't shown their best, but you've also had some injuries and some lack of depth at times. But schematically, he's called some great ball games and put this program in position to do what they did last year, and he just keeps improving on it. So
that was really the big talking point that we're going to get into here with JD Pickell is that defense getting healthy, that defense taking another step. He said he sees Tennessee splitting between Alabama and Oklahoma. You win one, you lose the other. You finish 10-2, you make the college football playoff. What he said was, you got the SEC leading passer, SEC leading receiver in yards and touchdowns, best scoring offense in the country, best passing offense in the SEC. Arian Carter leading the SEC in tackles. defense leading the conference in sacks. Oh, I think they're leading the country in sacks per game, but there's still this narrative out there. There is this narrative out there about the defense. We're going to come back to it. Let's listen to JD Piquel here.
I just knew it. Like, for the offense, at least, like, you just look every year, they either lead the conference in passing or rushing. Like, it's just as simple as that. Like, whichever one is their strength, they're going to lean into it. With the offense, with Joey Aguilar, he's fully comfortable in that scheme. Chris Brazel, you're bringing the best out of a guy who's 6'5" and just gets after it. Like,
I want to pause it right there, Fowl, because there's almost even a narrative about the running game. Like, Tennessee needs to run the football more. They need to run the football better. When you look at yards per carry across the three main backs, really, if you look at the top two, I don't know that Tennessee needs to run the football more efficiently. I think they're running the football fine. But when you're throwing the ball like Joey Aguilar's throwing it, when you got Chris Brazel, Braylon Staley, and Mike Matthews, do you think the running game's broken, or we're just living on the past because we're having more success with it?
I think that's exactly what it is. I think the passing game has just been outperforming what they thought it would be, and they've kind of just fell in love with it a little bit. You know, Heupel's wanting to toss the rock around if he can. If anything, maybe we can mix it in even more. I mean, maybe we've leaned on it so much the past couple of years that we've kind of become accustomed to this dominant run game, and now we have options. Now we have more weapons, more things to play with out there on the edge. So, and I think AP said it best when it's like Hop's kind of been bottlenecked a little bit, or at least felt a little bit that way over the past couple of years, and now he can really stretch his legs and do what he wants to do. So, if anything, maybe you can almost look at it like we're going to see how much or what we can do with this passing game and just how far we can take it, and always have that running game to lean on. So I don't think it's as much as the running game has come up short. It's just we haven't utilized it as much. And I'm not saying that we needed to or we needed to more. I'm just saying that we haven't had to maybe. So it's more of a just haven't used it as much, haven't called. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but you could probably tell me. I don't think we've just called as many run plays as we have the past maybe 2 seasons.
And I think aren't they still rushing the football for over 200 yards a game? Am I crazy? Did I just make that up?
We're right at it. I think we're right at that number. I'm not sure. That would be a great
199 yards a game on the ground. That's pretty dang good. Like, you're throwing it for 337. Scoops, in any thoughts on that? Like, just the narrative that Tennessee's not running the ball as efficiently as they have?
I mean, I think we're running the ball just as good as we have. I mean, it's by committee this year. It's not, Dylan Sampson in that backfield like it was, last year. But also, like, even this past week, or not, I mean, obviously we had the bye week, but against Mississippi State, we did not run the ball as much as we anticipated. I think the whole show we talked about, running the ball down their throat, winning in the trenches, and you didn't really see as much as that as we thought we'd see against State. But I still think that the identity is, the running the ball through the gaps, setting up the big pass plays. But right now, like, we're just so efficient through the air and in these big chunk plays. I think, especially out of play action, I think a lot of teams are respecting the run that you've seen Joey just be able to dial it up. I think he's like one of the top, not the number one, the number 2 quarterback in the nation out of play actions, just accuracy alone. So I think Tennessee's taking advantage of, that respect for the running game, but I don't think that that's gone away from our identity. I think we still want to run the ball first, whether it's Deshaun Bishop or Star Thomas. We're trying to run that ball to set up these big plays.
One more thing to throw in there. What do you guys think about the fact that now you have an older player at the quarterback position and some younger players at the running back position? And does that start to change his play calling a little bit? And also getting Joey comfortable, getting him up to speed as fast as possible in this offense to make the stretch or make the run down the road. I can see where having that leadership from an older player at the quarterback position, now I'm starting to lean on the passing game more so than the run game. It's not like we're deficient in the run game. It's just that's where his trust might be right now.
Yeah, what's the goal at the end of the day? Go score points, right? You're leading the country in points scored per game. And it's not like you've played ETSU and UAB and that was it. You played against Georgia. You played against a Mississippi State team that's, I think, better than some people thought it was going to be. And I know I'm the one that asked the question, but it's because I see this narrative. And even myself, I feel like, golly, we're really not committed. It feels like we're not committed to running the football. And that's just, I don't think that's the case either.
What about the defenses? Like, you think they're not preparing more for the run game after the past 2 seasons? Also, like that's kind of been our go-to, our bread and butter. So it might be what we've always said and what we've asked for, take what the defense gives you. So if that's what's available, I mean, why would you? I mean, we're almost arguing a point of like, well, this is so great. Why aren't we doing something else? Well, I mean, why would you take away from that?
And we were talking about doing something like, trying to be at our best. And we can all agree that maybe like Tennessee hasn't played their best game yet. But I mean, against Mississippi State, the defense did give us 2 touchdowns, but Tennessee is averages over 40 points the last 5 games, which they haven't done in program history until right now under Josh Heupel. So to say that we're doing something, we're scoring at our most, we're putting points on the field, and we still want more from our run game, we still want more from our pass game. We want to see our defense have a great game this Saturday. I think that just says to where we are right now, and we're only getting healthier and more experienced as we go.
I wanted to look because I was curious. Tennessee scoring 50 points per game right now. I wanted to go back to 2022. Now you're talking about a full body of work versus 5 games, but 2022, 46 points a game. Tennessee scoring more per game with Joey Aguilar at quarterback than they did through, again, full season with Hendon Hooker. Let me hit some super chats real quick. Coach, I want you to jump in on this defensive conversation here in just a second. Chris Casey's been a member for 4 months. Shout out, Chris. We appreciate you. Still on that membership drive. Hit that join button down below. You guys can gift some Talkin Vols memberships as well. Fried rice. For 10. Dorothy, GBO, headed to Neyland for the first time. Any suggestions on game day? If it's your first time, my number one suggestion would be to make sure you go to the ball walk. I think everybody should experience that. Once you've seen it, you've seen it. It's not really something I do on game day. Outside of that, be in your seat before they run through the tee. Dauber, any suggestions on a first game in Neyland Stadium?
I mean, soak it in. Enjoy it. Try to find some tailgates to hit up before the game. Maybe Calhoun's on the river. But lots of stuff going on in Knoxville on game day. It's great being there. I don't know about no, actually I do know. The rest of you guys feel the exact same way. If we weren't committed to doing this, I think we'd be there if we could every time we got the chance.
Anybody else, Coach? You want anything for you to add? All you guys can jump in here.
It's there's nothing like being in Neyland Stadium. There's nothing like the environment, what you're about to experience. So yeah, just soak it all in. If you get there early enough, I think Tennessee basketball is doing the inter squad scrimmage over there in TBA Food City Center. So check that out. Go get a glimpse of the Nate Ament and the guys. But the Vol walk, the Vol Navy, man, the Vol Club tailgate, whatever you want to dip yourself into, man. There's tailgates all around. Like, it's just an environment, being around people that you want to be around, that you feel like you fit in with, and you all bleed orange. There's nothing better than being in Knoxville, Tennessee on game day.
Yeah, I just like to try to make that smooth transition. You go hit Calhoun's up maybe for, depending on what time you kick off and things like that. But if you can catch lunch or something there, if you're early enough, maybe even catch Helen game day. It's kind of fun because you're around a bunch of Vol fans and everybody's kind of taking it in together. Then you can hit the Vol Navy on the walk over to the stadium, and then hook around to the front side of the stadium, catch the Vol walk, and then right inside to make sure you catch the run through the tee. So you can kind of make one big loop there and catch a lot of things there for your first time.
Yeah, it depends how early you're coming in. I guess I would say, like, if you're already there, man, there's a couple really cool nature centers in Knoxville. I always like going on a little hike, man, because it's like calm nature walk on the river before the wildness of Neyland. But definitely go check out Preservation too. Don't we have a member of the channel performing at that club this weekend, Friday night, Boogie?
Dustin Sellers? Wait, is he?
Yes. Is that this Friday night at Preservation?
I believe that's what he said.
The square.
After the Arkansas game.
So if you're going this week, Market Square Friday night. There's a really cool 3-story bar, Preservation. I think with the ticket there, you get into the spot next door too. I can't remember that spot's name as well, but some really good live music. Some really pretty girls running around as well. And yeah, man, soak it in. Go get you some barbecue. Go enjoy all the tailgates, and enjoy yourself, man. Just talk to as many people as you can too, is my other thing. Like, Tennessee fans are the best fans in the world. So stop by all the tailgates, man. Rap with people, converse, mingle. get to know the fan base. Those would be my recommendations on top of all the other good ones that y'all brought up.
I'm gonna have to yell at Dustin. He's gonna have to update his website. He has no dates on his
Oh,
website. I do remember him saying that, and I know
Yeah.
Fowles jumping on the post game because Dustin's got the gig. But I didn't. For some reason, I don't remember him saying Knoxville. I was thinking Nashville for some reason.
Maybe I
No,
thought
it is not. It's right there at the square. I'm pretty sure that's what he said the other day.
Yeah.
At the square there.
I'll double
Yeah.
check with him and let you guys know. Sean Cross for 2 says, has Boogie announced JG yet? Nope. Swain, I saw somebody in the chat said Swain swiped him up, stole him right out from underneath me. I don't think anybody's stealing JG from me, but best of luck to him. Donovan Milligan for 10. I'm over the narrative of Mateer. Has 10 total touchdowns, but you would think he has 30. The way ESPN SEC Network covers him, November 1st will be bad for him. Sooner 17. Vols 48. Holy smokes. OU is vastly overrated. I thought it was interesting. They're kicking it around like Mateer's going to come back this week. Are you kidding me? You just had surgery. No way that's happening. VFL Stephen Parr for 2. Dorfy GBO, run it up. Leave no doubt. Herman Vols by 50. Shout out, Stephen. We appreciate you. All right, let's get back to it. Take a listen to this next little bit, and then Coach jump in here and talk about this defense.
The vertical passing attack is back. This offense looks more so like the Hendon Hooker years than the Joe Miltons or the Nico years. Can you have the defense to complement it? Because that's when I think Tennessee takes it to the next level. I feel like last year people thought if this defense and Dylan Sampson were on those Hendon Hooker teams, like that would be the year where Tennessee can really make a run at that natty. Like this year, it's the same thing. If that defense can complement the offense, I think that's trouble for anyone on their schedule, even in Alabama, even in Oklahoma. So they're doing numbers right now. It's impressive doing that, especially against with a Georgia on your schedule, like you mentioned, and doing what they do to everyone offensively. But can they get some defensive guys healthy? Can they add some extra wrinkles to the offense? This bye week's going to be huge for them as far as getting to their full potential to finish out the year strong.
I know we've talked about this defense to death, Coach, but the bottom line is it's a bye week, and we're going to continue to talk about it. How much better can this defense get in the bye week, and can they play that complementary football that we've been looking for? We've been looking for that 22 offense for 3 years. Now we're scoring more points than we did. We're waiting on that defense to catch up, and I know it's not as bad as people think. That was the focus of my video recently, but what are your thoughts on that?
I think the defense is really, really close to being elite, actually. If I'm on this defensive staff, I'm licking my chops and thinking I can be one of the top defenses in the country pretty quick and turn this thing around. I mean, really, if we seal the edge, guys, if we take away the off-tackle run, this is a completely different conversation right now, because defense a lot of times is about playing complementary football and setting up your offense. And if you want to know how to set up a Josh Heupel offense, it's in these easy steps. Don't allow a team to control the clock in running the ball, right? Step number one, I'd say that's where we're not at. Sacks to create long down distances and flip the field around. And defensive touchdowns and turnovers, which I think we've stripped the ball well in the backfield. I think we've come up with some big interceptions, and they've done that as well. We're leading the nation in sacks. It's kind of been well documented. If you just fix that other step, that allowing the team to run that C gap, to outside 8I gap right there, then you've got something big. And I think we're really close to being able to do it. I think we just need to be healthy in the interior. I know that sounds weird because it's more of an outside gap, but I think the healthier we get inside, the easier it is for us to secure outside logistically, or as I'd put it, from a personnel standpoint. So, yeah, I think this unit can get a heck of a lot better. And look, can I read the tea leaves and know when Jermod McCoy is coming back and, David Hobbs is coming back? No, if y'all have figured out how to read Coach Heupel's tea leaves there, you let me know, and the rest of us know, because I sure as heck can't do it. But yeah, there he is, right? Like, he plays poker, and he plays it at a world championship level whenever he guards an injury. So can I read that? No, but you get those two pieces back, you can solve both of these major problems pretty quickly. The only glaring hole, I think, beyond those ones that we talked about, has been documented at safety, but you can get away with that weakness if you can cure that other problem that I'm talking about. Because if you take that run away, all they really have is that deep pass. And if you're leading the nation in sacks, that deep pass becomes a little bit problematic. And if you look at a lot of the deep passes, you know, I mean, let's be honest, a couple have been against Ty Redmond as well as he's played. It's just been against little holes. I don't think those happen with Jermod McCoy there either. So we'll see how much better this defense can get. But as a coach, I'm very hopeful that this defense can be what we all thought it was going to be. And I think we've seen glimpses of it too. It's not like it just hasn't been there at all, right? Like we've seen those flashes.
I was gonna hit this later, but when you lay it out for me, you threw me a big softball. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna read the tea leaves. We're gonna speculate on what Josh Heupel said when he met with the media on Monday. I know a lot of people have been talking about it on social media, but look, hey, this is the reality, and he addresses this here in this clip. VolQuest put it out. VolQuest, I think, put it out first, and then everybody, you guys know how it works. AP or Hubs or whoever puts something on the board, then it gets put into an article, then it's on YouTube, then it grows like wildfire. Arkansas was the target date for Jermod McCoy. Everybody was talking about that, and I think for me, I was circling it on the calendar, not necessarily because I think we need Jermod McCoy to beat Arkansas. I wanted him to have a full week last week. I wanted him to practice last week and then practice this week, and maybe even have that dialed back a little bit. Maybe he's not 100%, but he's actually participating in full practice, contact, the whole shebang. And then if he needs a couple of rest days, then practice this week and then go out and play limited snaps against Arkansas and then be 100% ready to go for Alabama. That was the key for me. But let's take a listen to what Josh Heupel says here, and we'll hear the question first and then hear how Josh Heupel responds.
Coach, I know the injury report is on Wednesday, but has Jermod McCoy hit any more of those benchmarks that you spoke about in August in terms of getting closer to being able to return?
Jermod continues to do a great job in his rehab with our medical staff, our strength staff. Somebody told me there was a report out there of a certain ball game that he's, focused in on as far as returning. I think that's unfair. Whoever put that out there, I don't think truly understands, Jermod and the situation. He's done a really good job. He's got more to go. I think it's all about him being prepared to go play. There's a lot of things that go into that. You look at the position he plays, all the reactionary work that you have to have. So you're always balancing his ability to be prepared and short-term and long-term health as well.
Al Ming, thoughts on what Heupel has to say about Jermod McCoy? Where are you at on this thing?
Well, I was like you guys. I was just optimistic, I think, maybe to get him by coming off the bye weeks. I think you hit the nail on the head there. I was hoping with the bye week you get 2 weeks of practice there. Maybe the last week could have been a slow progression into practice and then a full week of practice this week. That just seems to not be the case. But I think Hop brought it up a little bit there. But you got to think about the position he's playing too. Is there a more dynamic position to come back from an ACL? I mean, you got to think all the movements. It's a constant sprint at corner. You're got to move in every possible angle, be able to be explosive, go up and attack at the line, and be able to cover deep. That's just a really hard spot. Maybe even at a different position, you could come back even faster. I could be totally out of pocket saying that. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a trainer, but it just seems like at corner, especially and his situation being a first-round draft pick, like there's just so many variables that go into that. And if he's not absolutely 100% locked in, clean bill of health, I don't know that you go out there and risk re-injuring yourself. And B, do you go out there and put bad tape because you're not 100%? And I know bad tape shouldn't be the end all be all, but it's the world we're in. You got to think about things like that. So I think we'll get him when he's ready. You know what I mean? Like I want him today. Of course I do. Like I think that would really if you could get him and David back both this week, that's huge. If you got them both back even for Bama, that's absolutely huge. But I just don't see them taking any extra risk. So if there's any doubt, and as long as Heupel's, I know he plays the cards close to his chest and all that kind of stuff, but I think if he could have him, he would have him. We all know that. So it's just one of those things going to string out.
Follow-up question, Fal. Not that it really matters because the player's health and protecting their ability to go on and move on and make money for their family when they're put in the position to do so always takes takes center stage. But with that said, how far does Jermon McCoy fall from that number one cornerback position taken if he puts no tape out there on film?
Versus no tape versus bad tape, maybe is that what, or just
however
no
you want
tape
to put it.
versus?
Yeah, I'll take however you
So,
want to take it.
I think we're quarterback's such a demanded position. It's so sought
Mhm.
after in NFL that not that much, to be honest, not that much.
Okay.
And I'm not a scout, but I think it's just corners so heavily sought after, and it's a lockdown corner and that performed as much as he did. Now, granted, you're gonna have to come out and go through a combine and do some pro days and look good and show that you have healed. There's always the opportunity that it doesn't heal correctly, but I think in today's time, it's pretty much fundamental. They know what they're doing. He'll come back 100%. It's just a matter of when.
I will say this: the narrative out there that Jermon McCoy, and maybe I'm sure his agent is in his ear, giving him, his opinions and what he should or shouldn't do. I think Jermon McCoy wants to play just the same as David Sanders, and those little narratives started coming out, and people were saying certain things. Dave wanted to play. Scoops, what are your thoughts on the McCoy injury?
Well, just going to the mocks, man, I've seen some mocks the last week where Colton Hood has even jumped Jermon McCoy. And I think that obviously a lot of some of those scouts have said that, hey, if Jermon McCoy comes back and plays and he proves that, he hasn't lost a beat and he's a guy that can go out there and be sturdy, that he's probably going to get that spot back. But I think that he wants to play. I think, scouts at this point kind of do want to see him to play. And I think overall in this journey, going back to David Sanders' injury, we kind of had that kind of timeline, just hoping that maybe this bye week he would have some slow things and be available this week, get a few snaps against Arkansas, and be ready to go against Bama next week, just to have that ready. But man, like y'all said, in this modern day medicine with ACL tears, it's so hit or miss because the advanced technology with where we are right now in medicine. And this weekend we're honoring the Sugar Vols, the won the Sugar Bowl, and if any of those guys that tore their ACL, they're probably out for their career, their career is done. But to talk about Jermon McCoy, who tore his ACL in the offseason and possibly could come back, I agree with Boogie. I think he wants to play, just like David wanted to play with that stinger. I think maybe even last week during Mississippi State week, they probably got him up running around, and maybe there was a reaction that they didn't like. That maybe that target date thing maybe had some truth to it, to a sense that they wanted to see if he would be ready to go for this game and have some limited snaps, but. With that movement, being reactionary as a DB to a wide receiver and just playing in space, I understand why, they aren't confident to go out there and put that guy on the field, especially when you're at the risk, if you do have a bad tape and you do rush him back, that guy's, losing millions of dollars, per highlight. I think Jermon wants to play. I think he's going to play in Tennessee Orange this season. Did he want it to be this week? I think he did. I think that date is true, but when it comes to medicine, when it comes to healing, when it comes to the human body and that element, man, I trust this medical staff. And if he can't go this week, he can't go. Maybe you get him back for Alabama next week. But I would have loved to see him out there and get a few snaps just based off where we are right now as a unit.
Let me hit this super chat real quick. Wayne Starnes drops a $50 ain't cheap, Wayne. That is very, very generous. We'll play the old clip here for Wayne if I can find it.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols!
Shout out, Wayne. $49.99 top donation of the night. Oh, 1 penny away from being the top donation of the month. We appreciate you, Wayne. Defense has to be better in stopping the run. Getting Hobbs back would really help. Agree, Coach Jay. Let's talk about that, Dauber, because we know Jackson Moy's back. Jackson Moy came back last week. He played, 40 snaps against Mississippi State a week ago. And we saw what that did for Bryson Easton. We saw what that did for Don Bailey. Their numbers coming down to, more where Rodney Garner wants those numbers to be. David Hobbs is only going to help that. David Hobbs is a dude. David Hobbs is a guy that you've really missed this season. Now, we've all kind of, again, talking about Jermon McCoy, coming from the media, the target date is Arkansas. Hearing the media talk about David Hobbs, It's Arkansas. He's going to be back. He's going to be back. He's going to be back. SEC teleconference earlier today. Here's Heupel's quote, Dauber. How do we feel about Josh Heupel and injuries? He says, David had a great offseason. He was playing extremely well during the course of training camp. Unfortunate, but those things happen in this game. Does a great job in the rehab process. I think our medical report, first of the week, comes out tonight. So stay tuned. Medical report is not out as of now. Do you think we're going to get David Hobbs back out on the grass against Arkansas?
I mean, I hope so. You saw last week the effect of getting Moy back and the amount of pressure that the defensive front was able to get. They what was it, five, 6 sacks I think we ended up with. And then you had the huge play with the sack, fumble, scoop, and score at a big time in the game. And we've talked about it before. Your front end, if you're getting pressure and you're getting home or disrupting the quarterback, that helps your secondary. And we are talking about a secondary. Coach talked earlier. You've been burned a little bit deep. This week we're big task. Taylor Green kind of lit it up last year against Tennessee. One of his best games of the season. Mobile quarterback has a pretty good pocket presence. Really, Arkansas's offense is the highlight of their team. Pretty garbage defense, but that's one thing that we're going to have to do is contain Green, get pressure on him. And, if Hobbs is back, that just helps that situation out. You want to have all your dudes. You want to have, the clip full of ammo and getting back, getting healthy. I think coming off the bye week, we wanted to hear those good news, good things coming out. Heupel, he's not going to tell you anything. And the same thing, Petrino Monday, he didn't say, he said, well, we're going to see who plays where and, what guys are, maybe in different positions. And I mean, he's not letting anything go because that's to his advantage, because there's no tape on Petrino right now. They had to go back and dig in the archives and look at stuff. So defensively, there is a little bit of a, it's going to be a, let's see what they do and react and hope going in. We have a good game plan and we know we're going to have to contain Green. Moy being back, I think he'll get, maybe a few more snaps this week, spread that workload out from the rest of the guys. And maybe we see Hobbs kind of getting his feet wet and kind of getting going for the year. So, it's, I think we can trust this defense to have a plan and trust Banks to recognize that it's kind of a mixed bag. We really don't know what we're going to get. You got that new coach bump that Arkansas could be getting, and we'll just see how that goes. But yeah, you want all your dudes playing.
Let me get another super chat. Bubba said, I don't want Wayne to be on the leaderboard. We got a good old-fashioned bidding war going on here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. Bubba for 50, taking that leaderboard. Top donation of the night. He says, all I know is go Vols, because that's all I know.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols.
Shout out Bubba with the 50 spot. Who did I cut off? Scoops, were you about to say something there?
I was just gonna say, man, like I didn't know, like Coach Fowl, y'all guys, like how do y'all feel, like how quick can you really flip a system though? Like going in, I know Arkansas had a bye week just like us. I know they elevated Petrino to head coach. I know he's kind of moved his staff all around, but I feel like Taylor Green, our defense has a chance to get some stops there. He makes mistakes, but when we're talking about the Arkansas, the defense, man, Coach, how quick can they really flip a whole system? Just be like Joey Halsey's been like, I don't know what I'm going to see. We really are, kind of planning for everything. I mean, at the end of the day, like that identity has to somewhat be resemblance of what they've done this year. Can those guys go out there and learn a whole new scheme in a bye week? Like,
No, but I think you can simplify things in a week. And it's funny that we're bringing this game up in a completely different way than I thought we'd be referencing it. But if you look at what UCLA's defense did, they said, okay, we're going to make things really simple. We're going to stop the run when we know they're in a passing down. We're going to bring pressure offhand if we can. If we get outnumbered, we're going to leave them back. And it's going to be just that simple. And you know what? It worked to great effect. So you can make things a lot more simple, a lot more bread and butter. And when you do that, you trust your athletes to make a couple more plays. Now, there was a key term that I just used there, athletes, right? I don't think they necessarily have those Jimmys and Joes on defense, which is going to be an issue. And I certainly don't think Josh Heupel is going to come out and pitch the game that James Franklin just did either. And the defensive coach over there at Penn State. But I do think you can simplify it. I just think in this case, that's going to backfire also to just go, okay, well, we're just going to play bend and don't break. And, we're going to try to keep everything in front of us against Heupel. Heupel going to chew you up, spit you out, and then eat you again if you do something like that against him. So I think in this specific case, it's going to backfire.
That's how I feel. Like I
Yeah.
feel like any other scheme, any other team, if Arkansas was playing any team in the nation that wasn't running this Heupel tree offense, that plan might work to go out there and stop an offense. But I feel like there's so many choice routes and options here that like maybe they're going to try to simplify it too much, and I just don't know how that's going to work with Josh Heupel and Joey football and him playing how he is. And just I think that they might try to oversimplify it, and you might just see the same performance you saw against Notre Dame 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you can fix a broken record that quick, but we'll see.
I love what Brent Hubbs said about it on whatever their show is when they dress up with the suits and ties and all that stuff. I can't.
Roundtable.
Yes, I love it because it's like 10 minutes. Boom, they're hitting the upcoming opponent. And Hubbs kind of said, if I'm Joey Halsey, if I'm Josh Heupel, I'm bringing the tempo. I'm putting my foot on the gas and making them communicate whatever this new scheme is. But something that stands out to me, Fowl, is it's not like this is a complete overhaul. It's not like Petrino came in, fired a bunch of dudes, and then just went on freaking brought out the paper and put a classified ad out, hey, looking for a head coach. They promoted from within, right? They promoted Chris Wilson. He was an assistant defensive line coach. Now, granted, that's a new defensive coordinator. You fired your co-defensive coordinators. They're gone. But the bottom line is you still promoted a guy from within the system that knows what we're doing here. And the same as Petrino. I saw Gary in the chat saying, why are we acting like Petrino wasn't calling plays? He still wasn't the head guy. Now he's calling all the shots. That's different. Same thing here. You promote Chris Wilson from inside. You promote a new safeties coach also from within. Now, you did go outside the building to hire an interim defensive line coach, but overall, most of this staff is still together. Continuity is still there. I don't think you're trying to come in and rewrite the whole system. Kaner said it on Monday. You're not going to come in and change the verbiage and all that type of stuff. You're going to continue to kind of do what you do, maybe just a little bit differently. So maybe we're making too much of this thing.
I agree. I think Coach hit it with the simplifying things. On offense, I don't think they're going to change that much. If anything, maybe take more chances, take more shots, be a little bit more loose, that kind of thing. But I think I'm taking a little guess here, but let's assume David Hobbs is back. That just having him inside will be able to push Dom to the edge. I would hope for some more reps. Can Dom set the edge? Can we take away some of those things that they're going to try to do, the quarterback powers or sweeps and things like that? Can we contain there? But I don't see the offense changing that much. I don't think I wouldn't be worried if I'm Banks about just seeing something I've never seen before. I mean, Petrino's dynamic, but it's not like he's done something Heupel's never seen or Banks has never seen before. I'm not worried there. Now, defensively, I wouldn't know what to expect necessarily, because yes, you're bringing in guys who've been there, but it is a totally different staff. But I think they were just so bad. It's like, well, we can't really get much worse. So we're just going to see what, throw things at the wall, see what happens. But that's where offensively, Heupel always just takes advantage of whatever you give him. He's got options all across the field. So I'm not. It's not so much of like preparing for a certain defense or a certain play style or anything like that. I think it's going to be push the tempo, do what you want to do, and at the end of the day, just stick to what you do best. I don't think we have to change anything based on them or speculate what they're going to do. Just come out there, run the offense that's worked on every team we've played. Like offensively, have we missed shots at times? Have we come up short at times? Yes, but it's also because things we've done. It's not like a team just come out there and just dominated or took something away. So I wouldn't sweat this new defensive staff or this mystery defense that you're going to encounter. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to come out there and run like we always do, take what the defense gives you, and I don't think we'll have any problems on offense. I'm just excited to get more bodies back on defense and see what we can do to contain Neyland. And this run game's no joke, guys. I mean, they got some horses back there in the backfield. So if we can get more bodies, bigger bodies in the middle, put Dom on the edge, set the edge, I just feel like we're just slowly setting ourselves up to get a better and better defensive performance. But the little changes in the coaching staff and all that, I think we are making too much of that.
Let's switch over and talk about this from the other side, from the Arkansas offensive side, Tennessee defensive side. I love Coach J's like, this is not how I planned this live stream to go. Me either. I didn't think we would be on here talking about the Arkansas defense against the Tennessee offense. But hey, we're going to change gears. We're going to switch over. We're going to talk about the opposite side of the ball after I plug my headphones back in. But first, I need you guys to do me a favor. Smash the thumbs up. We got 300 people watching live. The last I looked, we had like 100 thumbs up. We got to do better. We got to put on a Butch Jones 63 effort. Hit the thumbs up. It's below the video. It's quick, free, and easy. It takes 2 seconds. We would greatly appreciate it. If you're not a member, you like the content, the videos, the community aspect, the live streams, whatever it is you like, whatever brings you to this channel, if you like it and you want to support it, hit that join button. It's $1. Got $1? Anybody in the chat got $1? Hit the join button. If you do, if you're on an iPhone, there is a link in the description. I just put a link in the chat as well. We need 29. I don't think it's going to happen tonight. 29. You guys can gift them or you can join. It's the way you keep the lights on around here. You also want to show some love. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. These are the newest shirts, TN themed merchandise, hoodies, t-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever you want. We got it. We've also got t-shirts. Why am I getting an ad? What is playing an ad in my ear? Is that coming from Bonfire? Did you all hear that?
Yeah.
Or was that Scoops? I bet it was Scoops. He looks guilty.
It was Sonic.
It was Scoops. Look, you can tell it's Scoops. He's
trying to
guilty.
get my notes, man. It's just
Yeah, look at this guy. Guilty as guilty gets.
Hey, Scoops heard about that cherry limeade earlier, and he was like, I'm going to order me some Sonic, bro. I'm going to get me some cherry limeade.
Don't order Sonic. Save your money from Sonic and spend it at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. The link is always in the description below for people like Coach Jay that always forget it. But we appreciate you guys picking up merchandise. I 100% thought that was me. I was like, what is playing on my computer right now? But it's
save up your money by filming that bucket hat that we've all been talking about the last couple of weeks. We need that live.
Do we need to start a crowdfunder for Foul Ming to get a bucket hat? We've not sold it for some reason, but don't you guys think that Foul Ming could pull that right there off? I mean, come on, that's right up his alley. What color we want here? We want navy, little gray. We go khakis. That's the score. You would look like a 60-year-old man with a khaki bucket hat on. We got to make it happen. Bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Donovan for 10 says special teams is bigger concern for me the rest of the year more than defense, muffs, and missed kicks. Boo needs to return everything. SEC games are close. We max to be clutch. We need Max to be clutch going forward. I agree, and he has been until this season, right? And kickers are head cases. He's got to get that confidence back. But I agree. You can't go out on defense and get a 3 and out and then muff the punt. And I get it. Boo did it. I guess he was being punished, and you send Braylon out there. He does it. I agree. Special teams has got to be better. Steve Dotson became a member of the channel. Shout out, Steve. We appreciate you. 28 memberships away from giving away some free Talkin VAWLS merchandise. Let's switch over and let's talk about this Tennessee defense against this Arkansas offense. And this was funny. I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm making a video on that just for the sake of making a video and having some talking points to get into. And then everybody on God's green earth took this clip and ran with it. And there's really not much here. It's just a talking point for me. But man, oh man, if they need bulletin board material, it's all over the internet. So Zach Reagan, shout out Zach, A2ZSports.com. Arkansas running back Mike Washington on the matchup with Tennessee. Let's take a listen.
They have great defense, but a lot of holes. So it's going to be a lot of holes in their defense. So it's going to be a fun game.
Coach, how would you feel if one of your guys went in front of the media and said there's a lot of holes on their defense, there's a lot of holes on their offense? How pissed off is Coach Jay going to be when you just gave them ammunition that you didn't need to give them? How pissed off are you going to be?
I'm going to be pissed off, man. I'm going to be you don't get a first down in the first 3 quarters pissed off. That's how pissed off I'm going to be. You can go ask a certain unnamed squad about that from a couple of weeks ago. But, yeah, hey, it's a challenge, man. And whenever you can challenge your front seven as a defensive coach, I like it because that's where the violence happens, and that's where you want to push them to be great. I'm stopping here for a second because there's something I want to warn my defense of at the same time. I do want them to smell blood. I do want them to fix that gap assignment and play extremely sound and violent in your gaps. But Bobby Petrino's not a spring chicken either. And good offensive coordinators know how to set traps in the media as well. I expect play action to be a big part of this game from Petrino. I think he's going to want to get his run game going and then, run a lot of like mesh play action concepts to put our linebackers in conflict. So I think that there's going to be 2 elements involved with stopping this team. It's going to be stopping the run early and then stopping Arkansas's plan off of the run, right? And I think that involves, like I said, putting our linebackers in conflict off the play action, then taking shots periodically against our safeties as well, explain C-gap. So I've got 3 things for my defense to stop. And whenever Coach Jay gets into a room, he talks about his 3 read triangles and his 3 things he wants his people focusing on. And those 3 would be it for this game. And if I can keep it simple as 1, 2, 3, then, we're going to have good things happen for us on the field. So I am going to challenge them with it. I do want to play physical football. I do want to be mad, but you always have to play within yourself and go shut these guys up, man. This is a revenge game at the end of the day, right? Like this is at our dojo, right? And this game was embarrassing for ball fans last year. Let's just be blatant about this. We're embarrassed in this game. I don't care who ran out of bounds when. The game was embarrassing for more than just Nico running out of bounds in that game. That game was embarrassing on multiple levels.
What do you mean you put up 17 points or whatever it was? I mean,
people be talking. You hear that we talk about it all the time. You see these players see everything in the chat. They see Arkansas fans saying, "Hey, the last time they beaten Tennessee, or the last time Tennessee's beaten them is 2007." You want them to shut up? Go shut them up, guys. Let's go shut them up, right? Let's ride on these suckers and let's go.
I think there's a reason why Tennessee is a heavy favorite in this game. I'm looking for Tennessee's defense to take a step statistically, and that's stupid to say. It's just I feel like there's this narrative out there that Tennessee's defense is way worse than they actually are. And I can go around this panel, and I think most of y'all are pretty level-headed. I know Dauber's usually pretty even keel. Like, what are your thoughts on this defense, Dauber? Through 5 games, like your true, honest thoughts about Tennessee's defense. Like not ifs, ands, and buts, not excuses, just reality.
I think the defense is good. I think they can be great. I think they've been limited with the personnel available because of injuries. And that's where I'll go with that. Short and simple answer.
Yep.
They've come up. They've made big plays at times when they've had to. Do I want to see a little bit more from them? Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things you can improve on, and I think that would take you from being a good defense to a really good, maybe great defense. And
I mentioned these numbers this morning. I thought it was interesting, and this wasn't my work. I kind of hit this home in the Mississippi State game, talking about the short field and 4 touchdown drives. Only one of them went for more than 27. But somebody posted this on VolQuest. I mentioned it in my video this morning, but I want to bring it up now because it needs to be mentioned. I think people in the chat, man, somebody commented on my video and was like, dude, thanks for bringing that information. I thought this defense was way worse than they actually are when you present the factual information and not a bunch of BS, not a bunch of emotion, not a bunch of overreacting, but real life numbers. So here it is. The defense has had 7 possessions where the other team started in plus territory. So whether that be the Braylon Staley interception or fumble against Mississippi State, whether it be the interception that Miles Kitselman dropped and then Lance Hurd gets a personal foul, and that's attacking 15 yards. I think that drive started from the 26. So 5 games, 7 possessions they've started in plus territory. All 7 possessions resulted in points. 5 touchdowns, 2 field goals. That's 41 points. Stay with me here. We're going to do some Steiner math. We're going to do a little arithmetics and maybe some algebra. I don't know. That's 41 points. Now, we talk about garbage time, right? That's something I've ran with. ETSU, UAB, a lot of teams scoring points in mop-up duty against the backups. And you want those backups to be good. You want those backups to be better. Coach Jay holds them to the same standard as the ones. And that's what I want from a defensive coach. I can sit here and make excuses because I don't care because I ain't got to coach them. That ain't what I do. I just spit out the facts. Mop-up duty. 6 touchdowns when leading by 18 or more at the half. 6 touchdowns. You want to do the math there? That's 42 points. What's 41 plus 42? 83 points in 5 games against either the backups or in a short field. That's a lot of points. Now let's erase those. Let Boogie have some fun, coach. Let me do my Steiner math. You erase those. You want to know where this defense is at, Scoops? You want to know where they're ranked in the country, Scoops? They're ranked 9th in scoring defense. 9th in scoring defense. Does that change your opinion a little bit, Scoops? Does that maybe change your opinion a little bit?
I mean, top 10 is definitely something like, that's an elite defense, especially to complement this kind of offense. And I think that's what we're chasing, man, is a defense to complement this offense. And like you said, the special teams this year has just, it's not been great, man. We've given the ball to the opposing offenses, in plus territory, letting them go out there and just drive on us. You talk about the crunch time numbers against UAB and ETSU. We got to be better on special teams, man, whether it's catching the ball, knowing where a ball is, being aware, just being able to set up this offense, because we saw how it can kind of just turn the momentum for the game, man. And what we've seen from this defense, I think the identity has always been the same under Tim Banks in the Josh Heupel tenure. Come off the edge, try to, create turnovers and create pressure to benefit your DBs to make plays also in the backfield. And I feel like we've still been able to see that. That identity is still the exact very same, but we've also seen the injuries, having guys missed out, having to slide guys interior like Don Bailey, just moving guys around to go out there and put the best bodies. I think this defense is doing the same exact thing we saw them do the last few years. And coach, what's better than a defense that plays 100% speed every single down? I mean, this defense still does that. And, maybe they give up some plays here and there. The run game, the run defense has to be, better. But I think that our edge rushers, we talk about the effect of losing Dylan Sampson, what this running back room is doing. We did lose James Pearson in the first round, man. I know Joshua Joseph has crazy stock. We saw what Tyree West did against Mississippi State. But I still think that edge rusher room and this just overall in the trenches on the defensive line, we're only going to get better going into the season. And now hopefully we have Hobbs back this week. I mean, that kind of lines up, man. I wouldn't say top 10. I probably would have said top 15, top 20. But what they put on the field, man, like this, we scored 2 defensive touchdowns against Mississippi State, an offense that is a very good offense, even though they didn't show it against Texas A&M. But this defense is making plays, man, to still complement this offense. But if we can clean up the things, be better on special teams, man, play a complete football game like the General Maxims say, I mean, this team can be very dangerous. I agree. This defense is not the best that they've played yet.
Let me just clarify. Like I'm not. It's not obviously you start with a short field. You still got to go out and play defense. I'm just pointing out. Yeah, it's a huge difference. It's when you want to say that this defense sucks and they're terrible. Now, what Coach Jay said and what Dauber said, I agree with. They do have to be better. They've struggled tackling. They've struggled against the run. You got to be better, but they're not as bad as people think. What are your thoughts? Let's kind of dive into Arkansas with it a little bit, Fowl. Your thoughts about this defense matching up against the Arkansas offense that I think they can give Tennessee some fits.
But I think Dauber summed it up perfect when you're describing what the defense did so far. I mean, as far as what Arkansas is going to do, I think they're going to give you fits. Or okay, let me take that back. They're going to attempt to give you fits off the edge. We all know it. Like everybody that knows Tennessee ball has talked about it all week. It's not a big secret. I'm not breaking news here, but it is what it is. Like you got a mobile quarterback that's very dynamic. He's a big quarterback. He's going to make plays in space. So if I'm Petrino, that's where I'm putting my best player in space. That's what I want to do. So where has Tennessee been weaker? I don't think this team's been weak necessarily, but at times we've given up the edge and showed things that showed weaknesses or vulnerabilities at that position. I think having some guys back is going to help that, right? I think we can move some guys around, but I wanted to kind of flip it around and ask you guys a question. Well, because two things, it seems like I don't want to say we're inconsistent, but it seems like we're giving up plays on like third and fourth down. And from a fan looking at it, I just want to know, like, what do you guys think happens between, like, how can you play so well on first and second down? Even if you get them behind the sticks on first and second down, it seems like in third and fourth, we just get lackadaisical or get a little like lack of focus, or we're changing. Maybe is it a play call where we're getting less aggressive? I don't think that's it. It doesn't appear that way, but there's something going on third and fourth down. And then just to tie a little bow on it, we've not helped obviously with our special teams play. We've compounded issues when we do make a big defensive stand. Obviously, we've given up things. Are we missing Mike Eckler on for special teams? That's something nobody's really talked about, but we have slipped a little in special teams play, and I just wonder if that's part of it. But to go back to it's like what's the issue? Maybe coach takes the lead here, but like on third and fourth down, like what can change so dynamically and giving up these plays? Because at times Tennessee looks like a stalwart on defense, and then you turn around and give up this splash play, or you give up the edge, or you give up these things and just keep drives alive. And then with the injuries and things we've had, the amount of bodies and the amount of reps everybody's had to have, especially across that defensive line, and thin in the secondary, the longer these drives drag out, one, you're leaving teams in the game, two, you're wearing your team down. So is there any kind of correlation there?
So I started catching this early, Foul, in the Syracuse game. So I'm pulling out my notes here on a neutral on that site game, that Syracuse game. We stopped them on, it was about 13 of 33 is what Syracuse was on third down in that game. But overall, 28, because I counted them every game now. Every time there's a third down in my notes, I put third and 8, and then I'll put question mark, and then I'll put the answer, what happened. But I have them allowing 28 conversions out of 80. So, I mean, in those types of situations, I think they're the third down conversions that we're remembering. If that makes sense.
Yeah, they're
46.
I mean? They're 46th in the country. They're middle of the pack.
They're middle of the pack.
Fourth down is a train wreck. They're like 106th.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of about to drive at, Boogie. I was about to say that it's so good point helping there with the stat. I was about to say the reason the third down looks so bad is because, or feels so bad, and we remember them like we are, is because those fourth downs have been such a train wreck, right? So it's like your brain's correlating. Well, we can't get off field at third down, and on fourth down, forget about it, right? Like freaking forget about it. So from that standpoint, I think that's what's been really frustrating and maddening is fans. And at the end of the day, we just got to be better in those pressure situations, because at the end of the day, that's what they are pressure situations. As a defense, you're really aware, right, of down and distance at all times at that level, and the pressure builds, right, especially in a neutral environment when you don't have. What are you missing in Mississippi State? What are you missing in a neutral environment, right? A lot easier when you got 109,000 lubricated up people in your corner, right, on those third downs, on those fourth downs. So something to keep an eye out, right, for in this Arkansas game. Can Tennessee be better in that? Can we stop some of these last second adjustments coming in with a little bit of crowd noise? Can they get a little assistance, from the infamous fan known as Neyland Stadium?
I mean, if you're going to be a playoff team, you got to line some of that out going down
Yep,
the road, and some
sure.
of these like the Alabamas, the at Floridas, the Oklahomas, even though that's at home, and in the playoffs, you're going to get neutral site, and eventually, if you want to make a run, I just don't understand. I mean, maybe it's just a battle of attrition there, but it just seems like we have to come up with something, and we don't have the answer maybe consistently thus far.
Well,
Yeah.
the initial SEC injury report just dropped. David Hobbs is listed as a full go. He is 100% cleared to play this Saturday. So that's huge news for this defensive line room. And I wanted to I think that's going to be critical because I think Taylor Green has shown that he can make mistakes. He can show that he is, if he gets pressured, he can have some turnovers. And going back to the Neyland effect, man, I feel like, the away game, the bye week, me personally, when I woke up and I'm like, got a little glimpse of the fall weather, I'm like, man, I can't wait to be in Neyland Stadium, just being belligerent this Saturday. But, that defensive line room, man, I know Rodney Garner is happy to have him as a full go. And I don't know how y'all feel about it, but with Dominic Bailey and Bryson Easton, you maybe can be lenient with those guys, move them around to wherever you need them. Those guys have just been playing crazy snaps inside. Maybe you shuffle them around, man. I think that'll kind of give this Arkansas O line some confusion because those guys are going to be ready to feast, man. I think those guys have a point to prove just from being injured, especially Jackson Moy and now having Hobbs back.
Any surprises on that list?
I don't have the full report. Hold on, let me
I
scroll
got it
down.
right
I'll get
here.
right back.
McCoy's
Actually, I
out.
do.
McCoy's out. Rad Jackson's out. Ricky Gibson's out. Ethan Davis questionable.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
that's it.
But
How much is that too, Coach? When you talk about contain and setting the edge, getting Don Bailey back out in his natural position. Now from this is my eye, not your eye. You watch the games way more than I do. It feels like it's Josh Joseph's. Feels like it's that edge position that sometimes is getting wrapped down inside versus maybe the other side with Tyree West. Am I crazy? Is my mind off on that?
No, it's not off on it, but like I said, that A gap, as Scoops was alluding to, is going to allow you to shuffle out a little better in spots and use Bailey, I think, in different effects. And then also too, like if you're affecting the center, if you're affecting the guards, that has a trickle down effect, right? Because offensive linemen are working their ways into second levels also against this Tennessee team and sealing off linebackers coming backside to help on that edge, right? So it helps to have defensive tackles that are in that base affecting 1 to 3 gap and making the job of those linebackers moving sideline to sideline unencumbered a little bit easier, right? So I think that's going to help a great deal. And I think that if those linebackers are free to move around without second level, they have all the speed that they need, quite frankly, to get to where they need to get to on that edge if they're not having to worry about guards coming down and working their way into the second level and killing you.
Coach Jay answering super chats before I read them. Brady Fatigue says, love the stream as always. I feel like our linebackers are too slow.
Well, once again, if you've got to run around someone who's 6'4", 330 pounds, see how fast you are. I guarantee that you're going to be a little bit slower. Like those guys are hard to work through. I promise you, I spend more hours than you all could imagine working with linebackers, getting through gigantic people. It is a freaking mission, I promise you. So yeah, you got to get that fixed, right? And it's hard to even bring that, even if you do it successfully sometimes. And I dip and rip and pop through a guard and hit that edge. Sometimes you lose so much momentum and that running back's barreling down full speed that, yeah, you drop off of him because it's just simple, let me butcher physics here. Yeah, force times whatever times whatever, right? Like I'm not even going to make
stick to linebackers, coach. Stick to linebackers.
Fill B gap, fill C gap, right? Yeah, read guard step. But yeah, it's simple physics, man.
I think that's what I was thinking of because what we saw against State, man, Fluff Bothwell, that guy, he ran all over us. And I think getting healthy and the defensive line room and, the linebackers being able to play at their game, I think that's going to be critical this week because y'all remember the name Braylon Russell
Braylon
from
Russell.
last year, man. We recruited him heavily, man. Like that was a Tennessee-Arkansas battle. He went to Arkansas, stayed home there, and we saw what happened. Like just last year, that guy was able to, he's a huge freak athlete, bowling ball guy. We saw what Fluff did, 2 weeks ago. Want to see us clean that up because I feel like those guys that have those final two in those recruitments, man, they kind of play with a chip on their shoulder, and I know he's going to be able. It's his first time in Neyland Stadium, so. Stopped in the run game, not letting them play their full go, but talking about getting healthy at the right time. It sucks we don't have Jamon McCoy back this week, but we're getting one puzzle piece per week, and I'll take that right now with where we're at.
Yeah, we're getting one puzzle piece back at a time as we head into the backstretch, which is where this schedule is more difficult. Shout out Brandon Jones for becoming a member of the channel. We appreciate you. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We just hit over 300 thumbs up on the video. I think we just hit 200, not 300, 200. Put on more steam. Smash that thumbs up. Luke Thompson for 5 says, start pronouncing Arkansas, like Arkansas would be a sure way to piss off Arkansas fans. I don't think I can say Arkansas. I don't think I can speak like that. That's like saying Knoxville or Nashville or Louisville. We say Knoxville, Nashville, and Louisville around here. Like, what do you do? Yeah.
We struggle to talk anyway. Let's just.
Have you heard the way we pronounce words on this show? Are you kidding me?
You got to like, how much more dangerous can we be if you are getting off on 3rd and 4th down, getting off the field, and put this best scoring offense back on the field? It seems like you could just compound how much better we could be, and then to add a little cherry on top. One name you didn't mention on the injury list. It sounds like Dave Sanders is still a full go. So are you getting that? Are you getting that offensive line that you've waited for all year, or are we now at 100% across the board there? So, like you talk about getting one puzzle piece back. Well, how many tenfold does that go? Can you get off the field now? Can we get the offense back on the field now? Do we have another piece that we've been missing on the offense? Like, it just seems like all these things could potentially start hitting on the back stretch when you have to have it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That back half is it's a gauntlet, right? You can lose to Arkansas, you can lose to Arkansas. You can lose to Oklahoma.
Absolutely.
You can lose to Alabama. You can lose to Vanderbilt. You can lose to Florida. You're not going to lose to all of them, but you can. Let's get out the door with final predictions for this game. Coach, Fowl, you guys are going to sit this out. We're going to sit on your predictions for the Friday morning show. We're going to go live 10 a.m. Grab your Grade A Grounds coffee. Come join me, Coach Fowl. I bet you guys had no idea where to place your bets because we didn't stream last Friday, but we're going to get you up to speed on Friday morning. Saturday, we'll be live an hour before kickoff, also immediately following the game. Darby, give us your little blurb and give us your score prediction.
I kind of hinted on it a little earlier. I think Arkansas is going to come in. They're going to have that little bump, that little excitement in the program. With Petrino taking the helm, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Now, I don't think this is a runaway blowout. Just kick them back to Fayetteville. If you look back, 4 weeks ago, this Arkansas team, pretty good offense, not so good defense, gave Ole Miss everything they wanted. So you talk about a couple mistakes against Memphis, dropping that game, and then just the wheels fell off against Notre Dame. So anytime you play in the SEC, you're going to get a tough game. New coach, new system, but it's kind of the same old because you're changing some things, but it's the same players. Taylor Green last year, best game of the year against us, threw for 70%, over 250. He carved us up. It's just something about that game kind of sticks in my craw. I think there's a lot of guys that are going to be on the field Saturday that they take that game a little personally too, how it went. How they performed, and I think it's a little bit get-back game. I do think Tennessee's offense is clicking. They're rolling, even with the guys that we've had out on offense. The offensive line like Fowl just mentioned, you're getting back to kind of full strength where we had hoped to be at the beginning of the season. You're adding pieces back on defense. I think this is a game where the defense does kind of take that next step. I think the offense continues to roll, clicking and hitting their scoring average. I think Tennessee is going to take this one. I've got 41-24.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I'm lining up, man. You get back David Sanders, you're probably going to have your preseason offensive line out there. We'll see how that, bodes well with all the success we've had, preseason. Obviously getting better, healthy in the trenches, man. I think Tennessee, being in Neyland Stadium this year, I think that's going to have an effect on this Arkansas team just because you can't just walk in and play a game in Neyland Stadium without having some kind of effect. I think we're going to be juiced up, ready to go, a lot of pre-early tailgate. And even though Josh Heupel said it earlier, you got to go out there and play your ball, man. A lot of those guys remember what happened last year. We all remember being on our couches, remembering what happened last year, just remembering how miserable it was that final minute and a half, man, and just the overall ending of that game. I think we're going to be fired up, ready to play. Going back to the statement, man, I think we got to get off the field on third down. Whatever way that is, man, hopefully, how we've been playing zone defense on third down, third and long, and just getting gashed and giving up those big plays to extend the drives. I want to see us get off the field there, Coach. I want to see us be able to get up, fix that kind of problem, man. The whole narrative, 3rd and 10 banks or whatever. I kind of want to fix that, see these guys flash. And I think our defense will be, riding the performance 2 weeks ago. I think we still get some turnovers, maybe another touchdown, who knows. But I think they'll make their wreak some havoc on Neyland Green and that offense and make them feel uncomfortable. Getting Hobbs and Moy back is just so huge, man. The veteran D-line group we got, so underrated. Like those guys staying healthy and now having Hobbs and Moyes back, that's just absolutely huge. I think we're gonna go out there and punch them in the mouth. I really do. I think Tennessee's offense is gonna do its thing. I think we're gonna find a way to limit them on defense. And I think this Arkansas team is good. I think Neyland Green is a top 5 quarterback in the country, and definitely a top quarterback in the SEC whenever he is playing his full potential. But at the end of the day, man, I go back to what I said to Coach earlier. How quick can you turn around a program? I don't know. How different can you be in 2 weeks? I just don't see it, man. I think we're going to see glimpses of, maybe some new wrinkles, but we're going to see the same Arkansas team. I got Tennessee rolling 45, Arkansas 24.
You guys are right on top of my score. Well, let me hit these real quick. Luke Thompson gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Shout out, Luke. We appreciate you. Wayne gifted 5 Talkin VAWLS membership. Shout out, Wayne. We appreciate you as well. Put it in the chat. We're 21. If somebody does something crazy, we'll give away some free Talkin VAWLS memberships. I think some key things. Arkansas is good offensively, right? I think they've had over 500 yards in every game other than the Notre Dame game. And Dauber mentioned, that they were right there with Ole Miss. They were right there with Memphis. This team could easily be 4-1, but instead their head coach is fired, and now 3 defensive assistant coaches are fired, and you're kind of making all these changes. I think the Neyland effect is real in this game. I think also, how does Arkansas respond? And I kind of talked about this when Pittman got fired, talked about it last week a little bit. You can respond one of 2 ways. You can either rally together and support Petrino. What if you're a Sam Pittman guy and you're like, I didn't want you to fire my head coach? What happens when Tennessee starts fast and Neyland's rocking? It's easy to look over at your brother and be like, man, where are we going to go grab a beer after this? Like, screw this. I don't want to be here. I don't want to play for Petrino. I didn't sign up for this. I'm hitting the portal as soon as this season's over. I'm done. Like, you're going to have options as an Arkansas player. You can buy into Petrino or you can check out. And what happens when adversity hits in Neyland Stadium, 100,000 people are going nuts. I think that's going to be interesting to watch. And then obviously the X's and O's between the lines, you got to stop Neyland Green. That is it. And I know Fowl mentioned their running backs and, shout out to Braylon Russell. Does anybody, Talkin VAWLS trivia? Coach, do you remember what happened when we streamed the commitment of Braylon Russell? That's when we got our copyright strike. We were banned from streaming for 7 days. Shout out 247 Sports. I know you were pissed that we had more live viewers than you did. So shout out to you guys for the copyright strike. We appreciate that. But this is revenge. This is revenge for Boogie. This is revenge for Coach Jay. This is revenge for that copyright strike. But, we talk about the running backs. Neyland Green has just like 7 carries less than their starting running back. I'm spying Neyland Green I'm limiting Taylor Green, and if you stop Taylor Green, you're going to stop this offense. That's the key, is stopping Taylor Green. You're going to score points 45-27 Tennessee. I think Tennessee's defense starts to come along a little bit in this game. Still not where you want to be, but we're heading in that right direction and going to get ready for Alabama after
That's
this game.
right. I got Michigan State 10, UCLA 30. Oh,
spoiler alert!
I thought we were doing that.
Spoiler alert.
Also, we got a nice over and under at 69.5. So,
dude, why does Coach pick every West Coast game?
I had to
every West Coast
I'm
game.
not really picking that game. I was just
Yes,
told.
you are. Foul Me comes in here every Friday with like just a list of SEC games. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And then Coach Jay's like, Western Utah State. I'm like,
San Jose State versus Cal Davis.
I'm like, what is he talking about right now? I don't know what that is.
Right.
All right, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, be here Friday morning, 10 a.m. Me, Coach, Foul Ming, going to get you geared up for this kickoff. Coach and Foul will give you their official predictions. We'll talk a little bit more about this Tennessee-Arkansas matchup. We'll do a little gambling segment, even though we don't condone gambling around here. We appreciate you guys. You guys make this show what it is. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, hit it on the way out the door. You want to support what we do, hit that thanks button, or not thanks button, join button down below. It's only $1. Got $1. If you got $1, give us that $1 because we need that $1. Hit that join button. We would appreciate it. Go grab the merch, support the channel, share out the live streams, let somebody know we're live. Word of mouth. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. For Coach, for Dauber, for Scoops, for Foul Ming, my name's Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
That we call